Universities are to participate in East Africa University Games. Following directives from the Ministry of Education and Sports, all schools are to close on the 25th of November 2022. Continuous attack on police posts has raised national concern. Parliament backs campaign against gender-based violence. Commemorating Antimicrobial Resistance Week through creating awareness. And in sports, Gaddafi beat Arua Hill 2-0 at Kachindu Stadium in Jinja. Welcome. This is Live at 8. My name is Anselm Ojaru with the news. The 12 East Africa University Games are to have over 40,000 participants from over 50 universities from the East African region, including Democratic Republic of Congo, the new entrants. So far, 22 universities from Uganda have registered for the Games. Sarah Chirabo has more of the details.
The Association of Uganda University Sports won the bid to host the 12th edition of the Eastern Africa University Games, and Indege University was given an opportunity to host them under the auspices of the Federation of the Eastern Africa University Sports. This is a multi-sport university sport event organized in December of every even year. Athletes from degree awarding institutions pursuing at least a full-time recognized one-year academic course shall be competing in 21 sports disciplines from 16th to 21st December 2022 at Indege University main campus. The East African University Games officially started in 1999 at Egerton University of Kenya, and since then, different universities have been hosting the games, including a record game at UCU 2014, which crowned Indege University a defending champion title with 58 medals. Only 2 Ugandan universities have won the event, with record winners Makerere University, who won 6 times, and Indege University, the defending champion since UCU 2014. Egerton University from Kenya won the inaugural edition in 1999. In this year's games, 22 out of the 52 universities expecting to participate are Ugandan universities, among which include Indege University, UCU, Makerere University, Makerere University Business School, Kyambogo, Kampala University, Kampala International University, Kabale, Islamic University of Uganda, Gulu, Busitema, Bugema, Victoria, Nkumba, Bishop Stuart, Mbalala University of Science and Technology, Muni, YMCA, Uganda Matters, All Saints University, Mountains of the Moon, and Eastbat University. Under the general entries, male and female respectively, 17 and 15 Ugandan universities will participate in athletics, badminton 12 and 11, chess 13 and 10, beach handball 4 and 3, hockey 3, basketball 16 and 10, darts 8 and 4, goalball 3 and 3, netball 4 and 16, rugby 8 and 2, scrabble 11 and 10, soccer 19 and 7, swimming 7 and 6, table tennis 10 and 7, volleyball 13 and 7, handball 5 and 5, karate 5 and 5, woodball 9 and taekwondo 8 and 4, and tennis 10 and 8. Only competitors who satisfy the eligibility requirements set up by the Federation of East African University Sports Constitution will participate in the games. Athletes shall be at least 18 or less than 25 years of age by 1st January in the year of the games, and free from any disciplinary sanction by any sport organization within and outside the country. Sarah Chirabo, Live at 8.
Thank you, Agnes. Members of Parliament have backed the campaign against gender-based violence aimed at curbing acts of aggression suffered by women and girls. Frank with the details.
Rutgers University.
During the parliamentary plenary sitting held yesterday, 23rd November, the Minister of Gender, Labour and Social Development, Honorable Beth Amongi, presented a statement on gender-based violence with an appeal to legislators to be at the forefront of creating awareness among the people they represent. The minister said that according to the National Survey on Violence Against Women carried out in 2021, Buked registered the highest intimate partner violence, which was registered at 48%, followed by Acholi region at 47%, and Uganda South registered the lowest at 8%.
Honorable Speaker, members, the 16 Days of Activism campaign against gender-based violence is a global campaign that was inaugurated in 1991. Spearheaded by the Women's Global Leadership Institute, a program at the Rutgers University in New Jersey, USA, which trains women in leadership based on global good and practice.
Wearing orange scarves and bow ties in solidarity with the gender-based violence campaign that had been launched in the parliamentary lobby, legislators keenly followed the minister's presentation of the 16 Days of Activism against gender-based violence. MPs cited instances of violence in their communities, suggesting the need for solutions to curb domestic violence that is not only affecting women but also men.
And in most cases, now we have seen the effects of violence in our community, in our society. The rampant cases of child murders, the rampant cases of suicide. Gulu district, for example, last month lost a doctor due to domestic violence. A former councillor, decided to stop a medical doctor and he killed him. It also happened in College district and other places. How are we going to help victims of violence? We need psychosocial support to be given to victims of violence.
The Speaker of Parliament also added that the boy child needs to be guided for the safety of the girl child.
So they should equally be, because they will become a threat if they are not catered for. They should equally be catered for. They should include them in the project. And inclusion is very, very important in whatever is being done. Dr. Batua.
Dokolo Woman MP Cecilia Ogwal advised that activities should be taken to the common citizens for better engagement of the communities in this campaign against gender-based violence.
Part of it, where that rural woman who is being abused and he doesn't know where to go, what legal framework is there to defend herself or whatever. That is what I want to hear. Because all this sensitization, all this talk is about elites.
A number of laws to control violence against women are already in place, which include the Prohibition of Female Genital Mutilation Act 2010, the Domestic Violence Act 2010, and the Prevention of Trafficking in Persons Act 2009. Frank Senaulia, live at 8.
Thank you, Sarah Chirabo. In response to the directives from the Ministry of Education and Sports, all pre-primary, primary and secondary schools will officially break off for their third-term holidays on the 25th of November 2022, except A-level candidates who began their exams on Monday. Harriet Temaya with more of the details.
The past government directive of closing schools for all pre-primary, primary and secondary schools will officially happen tomorrow to limit parking of classrooms with children and students due to the Ebola infection, which has placed negative and positive impacts to both school children and teachers as far as school academics are concerned. Mengo Primary School is among the government schools that will officially break off for their end of third-term holidays come tomorrow on 25th November 2022. Different subject teachers are engaged in activities of report compiling and paper grades, as well as doing preparation and planning to ensure they are adequately prepared before tomorrow. This is so much expected from the general school staffs because it plays a key role in critical development of both school children and teachers. The head teacher of Mengo Primary School pointed out that the early closure of schools has to some extent raised a negative impact on teachers. This is because it pushed the school to ensure that at least all the subject syllabus had to be completed to give time for pupils to revise for their exams, which they finished last week.
The early closure, it may be have affected because it was abrupt. We had to hurry all the activities like doing exams, marking of papers, compiling results. working on the reports. Those ones we had to do them hurriedly. But when you look at the time given throughout the year, I think it was enough. If you remember, starting on the 10th of January and our holidays having only 3 weeks, we have had enough time. And I believe by the time we came towards PLE, we had exhausted most of the syllabus.
In terms of fees and other requirements, parents have also been forced to make clearance to prevent inconvenience of the pupils during their last week's exams, though some parents haven't yet made full clearance due to the financial challenges they go through.
That since it was like abrupt, many of our parents had not cleared well the school fees. And even as I talk now, most of our fees is with the parents.
Laben Kulu, the director of studies at Mengo Primary School, emphasized that the short period did not favor the subject teachers because some syllabus had not been fully completed, though they managed to prepare the children for their promotional exams.
The early closure of the schools affected us as a school because teachers had not completed what they had prepared to cover with the learners. This one means there are some concepts or topics that were not handled, which will be pushed to the next classes. And yet the classes where they are pushed, they are already work prepared for those classes.
Laban further encouraged children to limit their time of watching television and spare time for their books and studies while
since they have gone to other classes without completing the previous work, they don't need to go home and sit and maybe start watching TVs, wasting time looking for friends to visit. They can prepare themselves, timetable their activities. After they have completed the homework, that is the work done at home, they can spare some time for books.
During this period of holidays, parents are called upon to participate in homeschooling of their children and students to equip them academically.
So since the term has been cut short, we appeal to the parents not to leave the work to the teachers, but the teachers didn't complete. It was not our making that the term was cut short. Therefore, I appeal to the parents to lend a hand to these children. Let homeschooling take place as it was during COVID time.
Due to the Ebola infection in the country, some private schools have been in position to send their pupils and students home for holidays, while others will officially close tomorrow. Harriet Stimaya, live at 8.
Thank you, Harriet. The continuous attack on police posts across the country has raised concern from Parliament and created fear among the public. The Security Minister, Jim Muhwezi, calls upon the members of Parliament to be calm. Agnes Nabugwawo with the story.
Recent attacks on police posts in different areas countrywide have raised national concern and fear among the general public. The most recent one being Nankulabye police post that was attacked in the wee hours of Wednesday 23rd November 2022 by armed men that were overpowered by the police guards. Several other attacks have been made on police posts this year, including Wusika Police Post, Chanja, Gaddafi Barracks in Jinja, Luwelo Highway Roadblock, and several others in different regions across the country. The Member of Parliament for Bukonjo County West, Honorable Atkins Katusabe, raised this issue as a matter of national importance in Parliament on Tuesday 22nd.
About a month ago, in this very house, you directed the Minister for Internal Affairs and Minister for Security to come and report back to this House and also reassure the country about the status of our security and the security and safety of our fellow citizens. Madam Speaker, it started as a trend and has become a pattern. Just about 3 days ago, Madam Speaker, we lost a serviceman at Jinja Gaddafi Barracks. Armed men stormed the gate, killed and murdered a serviceman or a military officer, and carried away 2 guns. Madam Speaker, that should worry everybody, because we have to get assurance from government what it is they're doing.
However, the Security Minister, Honorable Jim Muhwezi, assured MPs that the country should become as security agencies take necessary measures.
It is indeed a very serious matter which security is taking seriously, and we are handling. There is no threat to the country. This was a nasty incident. We are investigating it, and we shall come back and brief the House very soon.
Following such incidents of attack, Uganda Police has adopted a new policing model based at the sub-county, withdrawing a number of police posts that were scattered in different hotspots. Some sections of the police have, however, complained over the new model that they say has left them vulnerable to criminals, since police posts have been removed and made to form one police station. Agnes Nabugwao, Frank Senabulia, live at 8.
Thank you, Frank. The antimicrobial resistance is one of the leading public health challenges, claiming over 1.3 million lives worldwide. This week, the world commemorates the Antimicrobial Resistance Awareness Week through creating an awareness and improving public health. Let's take a look at the story. On the 18th November, Uganda joined the entire world to commemorate the World Antimicrobial Awareness Week 2022 that started from the 18th and ran up to the 24th under the theme Preventing Antimicrobial Resistance Together and the slogan Antimicrobial Resistance, a Silent Killer. Antimicrobial resistance happens when germs like bacteria and fungi develop the ability to defeat drugs designed to kill them, making resistance infections difficult and sometimes hard to treat, thus increasing the disease spread, severe illnesses, and death. As a result of drug resistance, antibiotic and other antimicrobial medicines become ineffective and infections become increasingly difficult or impossible to treat.
Each year, AMR is estimated to contribute to more than 5 million deaths globally. Antimicrobials are the backbone of modern medicine, but their misuse and overuse in humans, animals, and plants is driving the emergence and spread of resistance. This means that infections we could once treat may instead lead to severe illness.
AMR occurs naturally over time, usually through genetic changes. Antimicrobial resistance organisms are found in people, animals, food plants, and the environment. The fight against antimicrobial resistance calls for a combined response.
Responding to the threat of AMR is not just a problem for those of us who work in human health. It requires cooperation across sectors with a One Health approach that addresses the intimate links between the health of humans, animals, and our environment. World Antimicrobial Awareness Week draws attention to this complex global health.
The main drivers of antimicrobial resistance include the misuse and overuse of antimicrobials, lack of access to clean water, sanitation and hygiene for both humans and animals, poor infection and disease prevention and control in healthcare facilities and farms, poor access to quality affordable medicines, vaccines and diagnostics, lack of enforcement of legislation, and this can be combated through good.
By practicing responsible use of antimicrobials for humans and animals, by strengthening infection prevention and control in health facilities and farms, by using safer food and agricultural production techniques, and by ensuring access to clean water, sanitation and hygiene and vaccines, so antimicrobials are not needed in the first place. AMR is everybody's business. We can all play a part in protecting the medicines that protect.
The antimicrobial resistance is a silent killer that is on the increase today and has continued to become a threat to humans, animals, plants, and the environment at large. According to the National One Health Platform, fighting AMR is a global endeavor and national concern that must be addressed through a One Health approach because of the close linkages and interrelations between human, animal and environmental health. It is estimated that 1.27 million deaths are a result of antimicrobial resistance. Antimicrobial resistance is one of the most dangerous global public health threats in this century. Anselm Ojaro, live at 8. And in sports, Arua Hill suffered their fourth defeat in a row following their 2-0 loss to Gaddafi FC on Wednesday at Kachindu Stadium in Jinja. Wakiso Giants also missed an opportunity to stretch their lead at the top. Let's take a look at the story.
In the game played at Kakindu Stadium, 2 half goals from Alex Chitata and Brian Kalumba assured the disappointing run by the Leopard stretches to the 4 games. The Kongolo, prior to today's game, had lost away to URAFC and Vipers SC, and most recently the 1-0 home defeat, SC Villa. Equally for the hosts, the start to the season hasn't been pleasing and came into a Wednesday's crash on the back of a 2-0 loss to Wakiso Giants FC. Chitata broke the deadlock at the hour mark before Kalumba tucked home at the 29th minute from time.
And it's a goal in!
Arua Hill SC ended with a player less when they had defender Pom Samari sent off for a second bookable offense in the 73rd minute. Victory takes Gaddafi FC to 10th place with 9 points, while Arua Hill SC remain 8th on the 10 points. Elsewhere, Wakiso Giants missed an opportunity to stretch lead at the top after drawing goalless with Ondumparaka at Bombo. Wakiso Giants were the better team and could have broken the deadlock, but Norman Oji, Ramat Senfuka and Apollo Kagogwe saw their attempt to just go wide, despite being in very good areas. The match proceeded by a heavy downpour that saw both teams struggle to create meaningful chances. Sarah Chilabo, Alan Gamol, live at 8.
That was live at 8. Thank you for watching. My name is Anselm Ojaro. See you next time.